The streets are loving me. I'm not. Y'all, the streets are loving the shit out of me.
High off your love, I don't know how to behave.
Hey y'all, it's your girl E. I just wanted to come and do a quick intro because I realized that I didn't do one and I didn't want to jump right into the workout. Today we are doing a healing series, and as you can see in the title, what we are talking about is something that I know a lot of you can relate to. But before we get into that, I am doing a upper body workout, and of course the entire workout will be listed in the description box. All of my videos where I do workouts, the workout will be in my description box for you guys to use. So yes, and I know you guys see my beautiful flowers. Shout out to my daughter's dad. He got them for me earlier this week. So, yeah, that is the topic of discussion. Nothing too crazy. Don't think y'all about to get all up in my business. But yeah. So, without further ado, let's jump into this upper body workout. Hey y'all, it's your girl Erica, also known as E, all into lifestyle, fitness, beauty things. I know y'all saw me working out with my scarf on my head. It's because I still had in my rollers because it was all wet and raining, and I wanted my hair to keep their curls because I actually ended up going out after work. So today is March 17th, and we are back in our healing series. In the last healing series, I spoke about my first heartbreak, and your girl is blessed to say it's done. I am over it. I've processed it. I've accepted it for what it was, and it was just an experience. I have to take what I learned from it and implement it into my next love journey. Prayfully there will be one. But yeah, so I'm good. I'm doing really good. We can go ahead and jump into the next topic at hand, which I'm glad I waited. I was gonna try and include this in the last video, but the type of content, it just didn't match, so I decided to wait. So we are getting into single parenthood, and I'm glad I waited because last night I actually had dinner with my daughter's dad, and starting off, I will say what has made this transition pretty seamless is having a great relationship with my daughter's dad. We co-parent really well. We definitely keep communication open. So just to give a little context, my daughter's dad and I, we went to middle school together. We reconnected around the very end of 2018. 2019 is when things started, getting serious. I got pregnant in 2023, and then we decided to break up exactly a year later, shortly after her first birthday in 2024. So, with that being said, I did mention in the last video that my great grandmother died in June of 2024. I thankfully got sober July 29th of 2024. And then in September, my grandmother, my great grandmother's daughter, she passed in September. So I was thankful to be sober to handle everything. And I was being, sober and making the changes because they were needed, not only for my daughter, but for me. But I will admit that in making those changes, I was hopeful and still open and hoping that the can we sit down and talk conversation would happen. But it didn't. Instead, I noticed that her dad and I were growing even further apart. So I put my big girl panties on and I said, you know what, E, you've been grieving everything, everybody. Gotta grieve him too. So in the home, because we were still living together after we broke up, we physically went to our separate homes October of 2025. And like I said, we broke up February of 2024. So in this time, still living together, I was grieving us and detaching. And that shit was hard. Y'all, oh my gosh, it was so difficult because you're around this person, you still want the attention, you still want to be chosen, and it's like it's not happening. And so you're trying to detach from this person that you see every day. You just walk by him in the kitchen. Thankfully, we had a 3 bedroom, so it ended up working out. I had my own room, he had his, and then our daughter had hers. But it still was difficult. But I'm grateful because it wasn't chaotic or anything. It wasn't toxic. We weren't arguing or anything like that. We just coexisted in the same space. So my day to day would look like wake up, go to the gym, come home, log into work. My work setup was in my room, log out, eat, go to sleep. So pretty much it was just the gym and staying confined in my room. I will say that it was difficult and it was lonely, but it was needed. I could have dated. Everyone was asking, "Oh, are you dating yet since y'all aren't together?" And I was just like, "No," because I still had some sort of respect. I thought that was just kind of messy. I'm out dating and I still live with my daughter's dad. Like, we still live together. I wasn't out dating. I never stayed out or was gone, or no, I didn't do any of that. I chilled. I just stayed at home in my room and I cried a lot. I cried a lot and just held myself a lot because it was a time that I really did need hugs and to be held, and I wanted some advice and to talk to someone about it. At the time, my mom and I still weren't really on speaking terms. So I had to thug it out on my own, but it's okay. I mean, you have to thug things out on your own, regardless if you have those things, to be realistic. So to get to the single parenthood transition part, what I did to set up for it financially, I got a second full-time job. So yes, I did work 2 full-time jobs at the same time for over a year. I just quit my second full-time job last month. Yes, last month. And I know it's as backwards because I went from 2 incomes, splitting everything down the middle, to 1 income and paying everything by myself. But I quit my second full time job because once we moved out and I was in my own space, I still felt like I couldn't breathe. And it was because I was so incredibly burnt out and so tired, so very tired from doing that for over a year. So I most likely will pick something back up. But for right now, I'm just on one job and I'm just praying that I hope, I get a better paying job. But for right now, we're floating along. With that second job, I did save. So when it was time to move, I was good. I saved a substantial amount, a cute little amount. I was able to pay off a credit card, which in turn increased my score and my limits onto credit cards. I was able to open Harlow another account and put more into my separate IRA account. That's just not even has nothing to do with my current job, with my retirement savings, with my current job. And so I did set us up nicely. I didn't work the second job in vain, but it did help when it came to moving out on our own because I had everything. I had all the furniture, all of the house necessities ordered and sitting in boxes ready to go once we moved. I had the savings, so for the movers and all the other little things that you need moving, I had money for that, and that helped me out a lot. I stayed very disciplined. All I did was work out and work and pray. That's all I did, y'all. All I did, and grieve and detach. That's all I did for a year, some change. Pretty much the whole time. Not the whole time, because like I said, at first I was remaining hopeful, but once I saw that we were growing further apart, I went ahead and just put it in the gear. It was like, yeah, you just gotta let him go. So that made transitioning to single parenthood easy as well. I will say that my personal experience overall has been a breeze, and I'm so grateful because parenthood is not easy, and there are so many single mothers that I know, single parents, period, single mothers and single fathers who may not have any type of assistance from the other party, and I hate that because it takes a village. It takes both parents. What are we talking about? So uh the transition has been, it's been okay. Right now we do have a system set up, and I'm so thankful for Harlow's dad. Shout out to him. He pays his mom, who is a retired teacher, to keep Harlow overnight Monday through Wednesday. It used to be Monday through Thursday, but of course she took a day off because Harlow is a lot. So she keeps her Monday through Wednesday. He does all pickups and drop offs. So what happens is on Wednesday, he picks her up, and whoever had our daughter the previous weekend will get her Wednesday through Friday, and then whose weekend it is picks her up Friday and has her that weekend. So for instance, he had her this past weekend. When he goes to pick her up tomorrow, he will keep her, and then I will pick her up on Friday before he logs into work. But not technically pick up, because like I said, he does all pickups and drop offs, so he's going to drop her off before he logs into work to me. And then it'll be my weekend, and then the next week I'll have her Wednesday through Friday, and then we just alternate like that until she starts pre-K. And of course, when she starts pre-K, she will be with us full time. We haven't discussed that schedule yet as to how that will go, but I'm pretty sure it's coming up because that's in a year. So that has made transitioning into it really easy. The other parts that I do want to touch on, getting used to being home by myself again, completely by myself, no matter what. Then when we were coexisting in the same household, he was gone a lot, so I was always by myself, and it used to make me really sad. But once I started the grieving and detaching, I pretty much got over it, and I was like, okay. So getting into the space, I was okay, but then it was just like, oh, this is kind of weird, because you have to think, we came from, of course, Harlow being with his mom and then coming back to us for the rest of the week through the weekend. And now it's not like that. I have a lot of more free time, which I am very grateful for, because it does help in my mothering. I am very gentle and very patient with Harlow, and that's because I'm able to take care of myself. Of course, we know that will change, and I'll be more than fine because I love my baby. I love having her. But it definitely has helped with everything, especially with transitioning into being a single parent. The single part, let's get into that. So, the single part has been quite a journey. Like I said from the last video, y'all saw I got my heart broke. And I honestly wasn't even trying to date. I'm still not. I'm not really on that time. That's not my goal. That's not something I'm looking for. That just happened. Me and oh boy, we knew each other. We, hey, and then all of a sudden we were like, whoa, we had this connection, and then it ended. So that was that. I haven't really been out on the scene. But I do go out more. I post more because I'm really proud of the progress that I've made in my fitness journey. And the streets are loving me. I'm not. Y'all, the streets are loving the shit out of me. Do you hear me? I'm talking girls and guys. I'm pulling them both. And I've always been a cute girl. Understand me. I already know. I always have, but there's a different glow to me now. Not only because I'm taking better care of myself and I'm sober, but I am extremely close, much more closer with God, much more grounded. I'm actually sitting on the floor to speak about this to keep me grounded in this conversation of transitioning to single parenthood, because it is a very humbling experience, and I want to make sure that I respect all parties involved, right? So yeah, I mean, I used to, I'm no stranger. I've been on the block. I've been a hot girl before. Then I gained weight, got like 220, and now I'm 155. The abs are in. I do have a recent bikini body progress pic. I'm looking good. I'm not gonna share, but the abs are poking. My arms are getting definition. The creatine is creatine, then whatever you want to call it. And I'm just grateful. I'm excited. I'm more happy, and I feel like it shows. I feel people gravitate towards me. I could be taking out the trash and somebody will stop me and talk to me about something, or compliment me on something, or try and give me something, or try, and they'll most likely just take the trash bag and take it out for me. I'm giving things all the time. I'm bought things all the time. I am looked out for. I'm approached a lot. I'm honestly gonna say it was overwhelming at first, because you gotta think, I came from being extremely depressed and feeling like I had no self-worth whatsoever, and an alcoholic for 11 plus years. And now it's like I'm finding myself again, especially in single parenthood. And it's just so much that I'm learning, not only about myself, but humans in general. And I'm grateful for it. I'm very thankful. I do really appreciate this time to myself. It is definitely needed. I will most likely try and keep this time to myself for a while. Of course, I still want to be married. I still do want my daughter to have a family home. I know me and her are family. I know that we are our own family. I get that. But I do want like a two parent dynamic, right? I do want that. I want that for her. So yes, I do want that for her, but I'm not rushing it. I am taking this time to learn me, to learn more, because being an alcoholic that long of a time did set me back. I feel like, since I was alcoholic for close to 12 years, I'm 35. I feel like I'm in my 20s still. I'm developing at a fast pace too, so I'm learning and I'm grateful for it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to keep up, because I'm constantly learning and implementing and having all of these epiphanies like I should, even though I should have been had them. But when you're an active addict, You're not thinking about nothing but making sure you stay high and drunk. So, but anyway, that's besides the point. Single parenthood has been great. Uh it's been a journey. Only about 5 months in with us being not in the same home, but it's been okay. And I couldn't ask for a better support system. Shout out to, of course, her dad and her grandparents, both sets now, and my friends, and everyone around who has contributed to Harlow's growth and just her experiences in life and all of the things. I'm really excited for the future for the both of us. I'm so excited for her to start school and do all the things that she wants to do. She's so talented and just good at everything. I'm very blessed to be able to just witness it and enjoy it. Her dad and I have a good relationship where too it doesn't interfere with raising her at all. At all. I'm very grateful. So yeah, that's my story on single parenthood. You know, it's been okay. I can't lie, it's been okay. But if you all have any stories or any suggestions or anything like that, let me know. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I love you guys. Peace and blessings.